use the access tools to overcome addiction with ease? Or how could we, what if you had tools and techniques to make addiction easier for you, to move from a no choice to a choice place? Would that be more easier? Would that be more peaceful, for you and for anybody else who has um, a concern with addiction? It could be addiction to alcohol, it could be addiction to cigarettes, it could be addiction to food, to sex, to relationship, to men, to women, to work, to whatever it is, right? So we've all had some kind of addiction in our lives, in our journeys, and some of them have been controllable in the sense that we've been able to move out of it or stay away from it. And for some of us, for most of us, it's been, especially when it comes to substance, it's it's it can be a bit challenging. And what if there were a lot more going on with addiction than what you have been told about addiction? What if it was there were some other influences to your choosing substance abuse, be it drugs, be it alcohol, be it cigarettes, be it whatever. Yeah. So what if all of this could be? What if you had a set of tools and techniques that could make this easy for you, where you could move from no choice to choice, even with addiction? For me, I went through a phase with alcohol addiction and nicotine addiction, and more so with alcohol, because it just made me totally, it just brought a side of me that just that was just not me, and as I read Marlon Bradford's Right Recovery for You from Access Consciousness, since I started doing Access, and wow, I got a lot of information about what actually could contribute to addiction. And would it be light for you if I were to say that addiction, the primary cause for addiction is judgment and wrongness of self? For me, it was light. It made a lot of sense. I resonated to it all so easily, because always going into the wrongness of me, always judging me, always making me not good enough, always trying to fit in, or if I couldn't fit in, try to escape from my reality, escape from my life. The smallest of situations would make me want to not be present, not be there. And having had that information of what actually caused me to fall back on alcohol or nicotine or whatever it was, made it so much easier. I when I got into Access, I was already sober, and I was sober for about a year and a half already. But although I was sober, there was a lot of the wrongness and judgment of myself. There was a lot of I'm not good enough, or I'm less than, or I'm evil, I'm bad, and all of that, was still very much there. And so it didn't make my life for living any fun either. So it was like, okay, it was a different life with alcohol, and there was another life without alcohol, but there was still a lot of like judgment and everything around me. And so I always kept me making me wrong and continued, me judging me continued. So um, having done the access tools, used the access tools, and read the book, and I got my bars run a lot, and ran a lot of clearing tools, and it's just become more of a choice for me now with alcohol or nicotine. So from no choice to choice, I just feel far more empowered. I am genuinely happy, you know. So and I'm not making me wrong for being an addict. I'm not making me wrong for the choices I made. It was based on the situation I made, and there's just far so much more information that is related to as to why one chooses it, and what other elements are there that come into play as well, that keep you stuck in the no choice with addiction. So I'm inviting you to be part of a 4-hour talk on the 20th of November, and we'll be talking about how the bars can contribute even with addiction, and getting your bars run is a huge contribution to working with addiction. And we'll also be doing some verbal clearings, and we'll talk about whatever is coming up for whoever, and we'll work around it. We'll share some clearing tools, and look at other ways of going about addiction. Um, as I have been one myself, um, I really, and since the tools have worked for me, I'd really like to bring these tools to you as well and see how it works for you. What if you were to be just curious and come and play and see if this worked for you as well? Would you be willing to give yourself a chance? Does it seem more expansive, more lighter, more space? Um, if you dealt with your addiction issues with more ease than making you wrong for it. Yeah, don't have to make yourself wrong, my friend. I've been there, I know what it's like, and there is another way. There is another possibility, another way of functioning, even with addiction. So do join me, and I'll look forward to playing with you. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Cheers. Bye.